Madayaw na adlaw, good day everyone. Welcome to the new episode of the Language Student Society's official talk show, Lexiconversations, where we celebrate the power of language through conversations that shape minds and inspire change. In each episode, we open the floor to meaningful stories featuring our alumni and some special guests as they share their journeys, insights, and expertise. From inspiring success stories to thought-provoking discussions, this show will bring us closer to understanding the limitless power of language. I am your host for today's episode, Christian Nova Fuentes, and I invite you to join me in this conversation.
So now, for today's episode, we are honored to welcome our special guest, a proud USeP AB English alumna, batch 2012, and a cum laude graduate. She also holds a master's degree in English and Applied Linguistics in 2016, still from University of Southeastern Philippines. She is a dedicated public servant currently serving as a labor and employment officer at the Migrant Workers Office under the Philippine Consulate General in Milan, Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all give a warm welcome to Ms. Claudette Galacgac. Welcome to the program, ma'am, and thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you so much for this is truly an honor for me. Thank you. Okay.
So now moving on to your journey, we'd love to look back a bit and talk about your college days. So for the first question, when you look back at your college life as an AB English language student, what memories or experiences come to your mind first?
Actually, there are so many memories and experiences, like beating the deadlines, of course, making movies. Have you tried it already? The movie making?
Yes, but during such
yeah. Defending our thesis, of course, doing practicum, and of course, being part of the collegiate headlight.
Oh, that sounds very interesting. So during those times, was there a moment that really shaped the way you think about language, both academically and personally?
While studying, I realized that language is more than just a tool for communication. It's universal and dynamic. It shapes how we express identity, connect with others, and understand the world. One life-changing moment for me was when we worked on our thesis entitled Stylistic Analysis on the Editorial Coverage of the Maguindanao Massacre. That experience really opened my eyes to how language can influence perspective and also reveal bias. It deepened my understanding also of its power and responsibility.
Indeed, language really holds a power. So after graduating from USeP as a cum laude, did you already envision yourself becoming a labor and employment officer, or did your journey involve unexpected turns before reaching your current job there in Milan?
Actually, no. I originally wanted to teach. Since we had the practice teaching, right? It was also the first time that USeP and collaborated with an exchange of practicum personnel. I really felt my passion for teaching then, that I even taught for a year after graduation. And also, I finished my master's degree because I was prepared to teach in 2016. Coincidentally, that was also the same year I got a regular position in the Department of Labor and Employment in Davao Region. I was assigned to the employment unit where I promoted DOLE's employment programs and services. That was my stepping stone in applying for the overseas post. Back then, the Philippine Overseas Labor and Employment Program, Philippine Overseas Labor and Philippine Overseas Labor Office was under DOLE, but in 2022 it became part of the newly created Department of Migrant Workers and was renamed Migrant Workers Office. I tried my luck applying in the overseas posting, and maybe it was beginner's luck that brought me to my first post in the Middle East, in the state of Kuwait, and now here in Milan.
The stars really aligned with your favors, ma'am. So, I just want to ask is for those who may not be familiar with the job, what exactly does a labor and employment officer do, and what are your main responsibilities at the Migrant Workers Office in Milan?
Okay, as labor and employment officer, that's our position. But here at Post, we're called the administrative staff of the Migrant Workers Office. We help promote the welfare and protect the rights of our overseas Filipino workers or our OFWs. My responsibilities include assisting our OFWs with contract verification, employment related concerns, and monitoring their work conditions. Our office ensures that OFWs are protected, informed, and also supported while they're away from home.
So, in what ways has your AB English language degree helped you navigate and excel in your current role? For instance, how did it prepare you to work with people from different nationalities?
Okay. Actually, we primarily work with OFWs, Filipinos, but for cases involving other nationalities, we rely on interpreters. In AB English, we studied pragmatics, right? It taught me how context, tone, and word choice shape communication. That training allows me to explain policies clearly and guide our workers on their rights in a clear, professional, and approachable manner.
So, in your line of work, mom, do you think language proficiency can open doors in diplomacy, labor protection, or advocacy? Or how has it helped you connect with or represent others more effectively?
Definitely, being good with language helps me talk to our OFWs in a way they can easily understand. It also makes it easier to represent their concerns accurately in reports or even discussions with colleagues or other partner agencies.
So, from your experience working closely with OFWs, what common language or are there language related problems do they face abroad?
Mm. I think the most common language related challenge OFWs face is the language barrier. Since they work with foreign employers or colleagues and have only basic knowledge of the local language, it can create gaps in communication and sometimes leads to misunderstandings.
So, in situations where OFWs struggle with the host country's language, as you said earlier, have you seen cases where this affects how fairly they are treated by employers, agencies, or institutions?
Yes, language barriers can still cause challenges, but here in Milan, OFWs are generally treated more fairly than in Middle Eastern countries. Labor laws are more protective here, stricter, and also there are systems to ensure that they are protected.
I guess I already have an idea where to go abroad. So, from your perspective, mom, are existing departure language trainings enough to prepare OFWs, or are there gaps that still need to be addressed?
Honestly, in my own perspective only, existing pre-departure language training is not enough. They are often like crash course, giving only the basics. While helpful, many OFWs still struggle with, real workplace communication and even navigating processes abroad. I experienced that myself. If you don't know the local language, the native language, you just rely on translation apps. I believe more comprehensive and practical language training would better prepare them for the challenges they might face.
Okay, so as someone who worked closely with them, what can you recommend to somehow improve it po?
Again?
As someone who worked closely with them, what can you recommend to somehow improve it?
The language training, you mean?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I can only recommend a more extensive training, but it's in the higher ups to decide and, maybe do some research about it.
All right, thank you so much. So now back in college, you were a writer for the Collegiate Headlight, right? So now aside from working as a labor and employment officer, you are also an author. So how did your experience in campus journalism shape you as a writer today?
Back in my collegiate headlight days, I wanted to be the feature editor to design the concept for the Yana Literary Awards. I don't know if they're still doing it these days, but I became managing editor instead. The Yana Literary Awards is like a awards night for the poetry, for the literary features of the publication. So I wanted to be the feature editor, but I became the managing editor instead. Looking back, maybe that frustration, I really told my colleagues that it really frustrated me that I did not become the feature editor. So that frustration really fueled my passion for writing after graduation. So years later, after I graduate, I pursue my passion and I self-publish my books. I let, language just marry literature. I know public service and writing are two different worlds, but I've found a way to do both, serving our OFWs while keeping my passion for writing alive.
So who was your advisor that time po?
There were, one of my advisors also was Tajed in the Collegiate Headlight. Oh, he became our advisor also.
Is there such a strict, ma'am, during those days?
Oh my gosh. He's very strict in meeting the deadlines.
Actually, up until now.
Oh my god. I remember like 2 minutes late, but he did not consider. And it was like many tasks. I don't know what's maybe literary criticism. That subject is literary criticism. And he gave us tons of pieces to criticize.
But does it help you, like how Sir Sajas is very strict in terms of...
Yes, of course, it helped me. Even now at work, I'm strict with meeting the deadlines and I get frustrated if I don't meet it.
So now we're talking about you as an author. Would you mind sharing your book or your books with us? Or maybe give us a brief overview of what they're about and what inspired them?
Wow, feeling authorish. I don't mind sharing, though I've been on hiatus for a while. feeling. I will focus on the two books I've published on Amazon, mainly to make them available for friends abroad. Rather than for revenue. For me, romance is just poetry, so basically they are poetry books. The first one, it's entitled Almost Love, copyrighted 2020. It's a collection inspired by many almost love experiences, including contributions to my fellow writer friends. I even included some college poems because I don't know if you've tried it, but we do poem writing, one of our subjects. I included some of my college poems in this book for fun and a bit of nostalgia. The second, Afterthought, it's copyrighted 2021. I have it here with me. Can I show it?
Yes, po, sure.
Okay. Here is, wait. How do you... this is the Afterthought. It's a collection copyrighted 2021. It was first published as an ebook during the pandemic. I wrote it in 2020 while navigating life in COVID times. So I was in Kuwait that time. And when I returned home in 2022, I had a small book launching exclusively for friends. Um, this is my favorite book so far because I feel I truly matured as a writer here. My style, my perspective, and the way I want readers to experience my work. It all reached with new level with this one. But of course, it will all fall on the reader's perspective.
So during your lesson in poem writing, ma'am, is that one of the reason why like inspired you to write that book?
Yeah, and also there are many journal writings in our course. So my gosh. So maybe that was like the start of my writing journey.
Actually, that's very interesting since I mean, not everyone really knows how to write poems, and that
I
includes
think so.
yeah. So looking, let's continue. So, was there ever a moment in your career or writing journey when you felt like giving up? If so, what helped you push through and continue?
In my career, despite thoughts of giving up, you know, when you come to face with the real world, despite thoughts of giving up, it's honestly, it's my bread and butter. So I have to keep striving. I don't have a choice. Well, sorry. But in my writing journey, it's been more of a love and hate relationship. There are times I wanted to stop, but I realized taking a pause is normal. Writing has become a part of who I am now, my other persona, beyond public service. Though most of my colleagues at work don't know this writer persona in me because I don't promote them at work. I only share it with friends, friends of friends, and now here. So I know it's a bit ironic since I published them on Amazon.
So, what message or advice, ma'am, would you give to students like us who dream of working abroad or pursuing their passions, especially in terms of mindset, preparations, or skills that we should start developing early?
Hmm. Never give up on your dreams because dreams do really come true. When I was young, I wanted to work abroad. Most young people do. They want to work abroad. And I did. I wanted to be a writer, an author, and though it wasn't easy, I made it happen. Pursuing your passion requires preparation, perseverance, and resources. For example, publishing your books takes time and money, especially at the start. So you have to start developing the right mindset, build your skills early, and be ready to work hard. But always hold on to your dreams. Of course, though I grew up independently, working abroad is not really easy, especially in the Middle East. Culture shock or everything, it just feels different. Even if you're an independent person, because here at Post we live independently, but it feels different. It really feels different, and it's not easy, especially during the pandemic.
So, how did you manage that one, ma'am?
Prayer, maybe, maybe prayer, and also being resilient. We're taught as Filipinos to be very resilient.
So, did you experience any discrimination, like in the language, especially the accent?
Not really, because the in our program, in the AB English Language program, we're taught like the language problems, right? So maybe that experience taught me how not to judge and not be judged. But also in the Middle East, especially, we talk with broken English. So I feel that all the knowledge I learned was like be put into rest for a while. And also here, we're not really we're not using the English language a lot because we deal with Filipinos, so we use the Tagalog language. And it's difficult for a Bisaya person to speak in Tagalog.
Okay, so what can you say about people who says that there's no future when you're taking AB English language course?
Actually, yes. There are many discriminations in our course, and I don't feel like you know what we are taught many things in our course, and it really helps you view the world differently, maybe more understanding, especially in terms of language. You became more understanding with people who don't talk that much in English or their own language. But maybe it also studying language, it helps you view the world differently.
So, looking ahead, ma'am, what personal or professional goals are you currently working toward? And how do you see your experiences shaping what comes next?
Looking ahead, one of my main goals is career of advancement. I believe there's only one way to go forward. My experiences in public service and pursuing my passion have taught me resilience, adaptability, and also the importance of continuous learning. These lessons shape how I approach challenges and opportunities, helping me grow both personally and professionally.
So, do you have plans pa in coming back here in the Philippines?
Of course. We have in our posting, we only have a 3 year tour of duty. After 3 years, we have to return to the Philippines and wait for our next assignment. And also, we get to have a vacation maybe once a year. I'm planning to go by December for a vacation.
So, since you're an author, ma'am, and also a migrant, is also an officer, how did you manage both jobs?
Actually, it's really difficult because we're very busy here, actually. But during the pandemic, I had a lot of time. And also, when I don't write, I feel like there's something lacking in me. So I have to dedicate like time to write once, like thrice a week. But it should be like every day. But these days, when you're very busy, because we also work on weekends abroad. So you just have to dedicate a time to bus. You can just take notes.
So, thank you very much, Ma'am Claudette, for taking the time to share your journey and experience with us. So, your words truly remind us the power of perseverance and purpose. So, as a proud AB English Language alumna, your story also highlights how our program truly shapes students to become not only excellent communicators, but also compassionate professionals who can make an impact wherever they go. Your success serves as inspiration to all the AB English Language students, proving that with dedication, passion, and a heart for service, the possibilities are endless. So now let's make things a little more exciting with a quick segment we call Talk Wordy to Me, where you say it, see it, short and smart. So, ma'am, in just a moment, I'll be showing you a few pictures related to your field and your journey. And all you have to do is give me one or two words that best describe each picture. And you can also expound it a little bit. So,
Okay.
are you ready, pa?
Yes.
All right, let's start. So, first picture, please.
Oh.
Okay, Overseas
OFWs.
Filipino Workers.
Resilient.
Next. Okay,
Oh,
Department
that's
of
our
Migrant Workers.
that's our head office.
Next picture. So, English language proficiency for OFWs.
I think it applies to maybe in the US or in Europe.
So, next, please. OFW repatriation.
Um, I feel emotional, very emotional.
Do you often encounter this po?
Yes, especially when at my stint in the head office in Manila, we took turns in assisting the OFW, the repatriated OFWs, and when we say repatriation, it's not only OFWs who are alive, we also repatriate human remains. So it's an emotional journey for OFWs, and they're coming home. Yeah.
So you mentioned that you're emotional po. Can you expound why?
Okay. It can be very emotional, especially from OFWs who were repatriated from war, who experienced natural calamities, especially our OFWs in the Middle East from Israel during that time, and also those who experience earthquake in Egypt. Yeah, it's very emotional scenario, especially at the airport.
Are there instances, mom, where the repatriation takes longer?
Yes, it takes longer because repatriating OFWs need to be coordinated with the host government. You have to follow the process. You do not repatriate OFWs immediately. Like you have to, if the secretary wants the OFW to be repatriated, you have to go through the process in the host government.
So next is illegal recruitment and human trafficking. This one's very timely.
It's very timely and it's very relatable because here in Milan, most of our cases involve illegal recruitment. They are like scam victims with the scammers. Do you call it scammers? The one who recruits them, who illegally recruits them, are also Filipinos. So yeah, that's our major cases here in Milan.
Can you give some tips po, ma'am, on how, for especially for the OFWs, on how to avoid these things?
Actually, we never fail to advocate how to avoid illegal recruitment and trafficking in our website, in our talks. We always advocate to be very mindful, to be very vigilant. But maybe because of poverty, Filipinos still wish for a future, and if someone offers them like fast process or they just how do you call it? They just go with it and even pay a lot of money just to proceed with the process.
Next picture, please. AB English Language.
Oh, my alma mater, my college. So many memories, and I can say I still communicate with my classmates who became friends for a very long time. Wow, shout out.
That's very good to hear, ma'am. So next picture, please. So your before the collegiate headlight.
Yeah, the collegiate headlight really is a big part of my college journey because it's where I started writing, and there are so many memories in pursuing our cause for the students.
Milan, Italy.
Oh, it's the fashion capital. But I haven't been able to experience the fashion week. I mean, even on the streets, because during fashion week we're very busy.
Actually,
It's like weekdays, and it's far from our office.
Actually, I've been to Milan, ma'am.
Oh, wow, that's good to hear. Where have you
In Milan, Buhangin.
okay.
No kidding aside, no, ma'am. Let's proceed to the next picture.
Sombrero. Oh my gosh. It's my home for like 4 to 5 or 6 years because when I was in college, I came from the province, so I have to live near the university. So it's really a home for me, Obrero.
Where do you exactly live in Obrero, ma'am?
Actually, we live in like what's the street at the front of the main gate. Also at the back of the engineering. I can't remember the streets.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm
And
also
also near Victoria.
oh,
Victoria Plaza.
I've been here for almost years and I'm still not familiar with the streets.
Yeah, but because it's been like a decade. Oh my gosh.
So next picture, please.
Oh,
What is this? How do you pronounce it? Was it Memorie?
yeah, it's Memory.
Okay.
Why is it there? It's my third book actually. Um, yeah, it's my third book, and it's like the write ups are for the memories of someone. I think one of the almost loves experience, one of the almost love experiences, but in that book, some of the write ups there are also included in almost love. So yeah.
Okay, so next picture, please.
Oh my gosh, Sanjay. Oh, actually, when I remember or when I see Sajid, we have the same birthday, so I cannot forget.
Belated happy birthday, ma'am.
Thank you. He's very brilliant, and I really admire him.
One word to describe Sir Sajbo.
Brilliant.
Okay, now for the last picture. Indigenous people.
Indigenous people. How do I? Indigenous people. What word? Inspiring.
Can you expound po?
Their stories are very inspiring, especially these days where many IPs pave their own ways to professional world and achieving achieve and there are many great achievements for them these days. So they are really inspiring.
Thank you so much for that, ma'am. And before we will end this session, we will have our last question. So, if we say that language is power, as we always emphasize in the AB English Language program, how has it empowered you to change the world in your own way?
Power means that clear communication gives you influence and also the ability to make a difference. It lets me advocate for our OFWs, ensure they understand their rights, and promote their welfare. Through language, I can bridge gaps, empower them, and also create meaningful impact in their lives. I think that would be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much once again, ma'am, for sharing your journey, your story, and your wisdom with us. It has truly been an honor. And to everyone watching, this has been the third episode of Lexiconversations. I am your host, Christian Fuentes, and this is where we celebrate the power of language through conversations that shape minds and inspire change. Daghang salamat, madayon na adlaw, and see you in our next episode.